So while we are waiting, will anyone want to demo something? Zoltan,
Yeah,
you had something.
Okay. Yeah, just a very little demo this time. Some bigger in the coming weeks.
I was not able to implement what I wanted to implement. You need to help me. I don't know, you did that.
It was black magic.
Breaking stuff to make it work.
We have an Orchard course if you're interested, Sébastien.
No, I'm sure that's not in your course.
No, it's not.
Can you make one with the stuff I don't know? Because I don't want to watch 8 hours of video to just learn one thing or two. If you could.
Yeah, Orchard does the juicy stuff.
Yeah, just for Sébastien.
Good, if Ready's moving to 1.7, that's great. Ready for 1.8.
Yeah. Everyone's asking me, well, when we go to 1.7, what are we going to do about 1.8? I said, well, that's around the corner too. I mean, but the good news is, I think for us, we had a version of 1.6 that we had quite a few, hacks in there that with 1.7 we really tried to pull from the community version.
1.6 to 1.7 is much harder than 1.7 to 1.8.
Yeah, good. That's good to hear. So we're benefiting from all the bug fixes that may have nothing to do with our code or our modules or our content. So we're definitely liking 1.7 so far. Yeah, it's just we've got more than just a couple clients on the site now. We have on Orchard, we've got over 10 live sites, and that number's growing very quickly. So. It's a lot of testing. Nobody is comfortable until, we have dev, QA, stage, live, migration paths. It just takes a long time. It's not like, Lumbeek.com where, you can just update in the middle of the afternoon.
Take that, Lumbeek.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, because our code is so clean that upgrade is just like a piece of cake.
I'm sure it is.
Noisette is migrating commit by commit.
Noisette too. I mean, it's one website.
That's a good test, though. Okay, Zoltan has a demo. Sipke, no demo today?
Nice, today.
Okay. You still need to buy a new microphone.
Really? Is it still bad?
It's very low volume. Okay. Oh, Philippe, you want to show something? You want to show your theme? Philippe released a new Bootstrap theme. It's interesting. Okay, if you have time, if you have something set up, you could show it. Okay, so first status, not that much, but still something. I didn't fix anything. I know how to fix it, but I didn't. Sharing screen. Oh, okay, we'll try like this. Sharing. Okay. Just tell me when you see something.
Yeah, I got it. It was unusually fast.
Yeah. So starting on this commit from Lombic. Yeah, a fix on the storage in the Azure solution, and I've seen on the forum discussion that it has been approved by Daniel, so it must be good. And I might have a question for Eric Opedischk and not Eric Schulz later. Query hints, so it's a warning fix from Piotr about something he added. I still need to understand why it's been added and why it was missing, because I think okay, but okay, it's there, and no more warnings. This is a fix from Lambik again. The goal is that if you suspend or resume a tenant from the admin, but mostly if you suspend it, it will release it right now and not just don't process the routes, but also release the dependencies and the memory live. So that's good. This one is a surprise from Bertrand. He shared something with everyone, and the surprise is that apparently you can now change the display type of the summaries when you render some content items which have been tagged with term-specific taxonomy terms. So when you go to the route of a term, it displays the list of items assigned with this term. So now apparently, I haven't tried that, but you can change the display type of which is used to render this list, and you can also change the page size of this list. Okay, and it's for. So is it for the terms the same? Seems so. For each, yeah, it's for all the terms. Okay, weird. This one is from me. This is fixing a model change in one.txt. So apparently when I shifted the tags, I changed the model which was sent to the view model, and it will break some existing themes on the gallery. And I discovered it while I tried the one from Philippe, the Bootstrap one. So now I fixed it to return the same view model as before. It's kind of a trick, a hack, but it's to prevent to keep the compatibility with the online modules. Yes, that's about it. Then I shifted the comments count. So I was testing Orchard with a bigger blog than the default one with one post and 0 comment, and I found out that the main performance issue on these big blogs were when displaying the list of blog posts on the main page of a blog, it will do one query for each blog post to get the comments count. Okay, which makes sense. So when you want to display the comments count on the blog page, it's okay, but it's not as performant as if we can count the posts before. So what I did is I'm just pre-computing the comments count now live. When you add a new comment or remove a comment or approve or moderate a comment, it's automatically done using this handler like this. Okay, process comments count, and this process comments count is actually a delayed task using the processing engine, which at the end of the request will calculate the new comments count if anything happened on a content item which has comments. And also it's coming with a migration to pre-populate the comments count for the existing blog post, and it also comes with a shifting with the shift applied. Let me check that. Where is that comment part? Yes, here. So now the comments part is shifted. So when you display a blog which has the comments part, when you display a blog post which has a comments part, it will display the comments count here without doing any query. Okay, so that's better. So now when you display a blog itself, it will be much faster. So performance improvements on blogs, on anything which has comments actually, and so yeah, for two reasons: it's shifted, and there are less queries to retrieve the comments count. I've also added some default indexes on commented on and on commented on, because in the comment part we have a commented on integer, which was not indexed, and it's actually kind of a foreign key. It's actually a duplicate of this of another foreign key, but I didn't want to break anything, so I'm keeping the two separate. Then this morning I've added the short caching module, which is a module to create cache entries, but not using the ICache manager. But so a little bit of history. This is Brett's baby. The issue with the ICache manager is that by design, for specific reasons, the ICache manager has no memory pressure. If you run out of memory, the cache will still be here. That's the purpose of the ICache manager. And also the ICache manager comes with an extensible model to provide new tokens, volatile tokens, to invalidate the cache entries. So you can invalidate cache entries based on the file system changes, based on time, based on keys, based on signals, based on whatever you want. And it can be extended too. That's a very modern cache feature. But if you want to have distributed cache, then you need something else. And because a distributed cache will need to have custom implementations like using memcached or Azure Caching, you have to restrict how you can invalidate the cache, because you can't invalidate memcached based on a file system change. Okay, it doesn't support that, or based on, I don't know, events. So this caching module provides an interface, very simple one: get based on the key, put based on the key and a value, and put based on the key a value and a time span. That's the only invalidation that you can have, a time span, or remove a specific key. That's it. And so this is the only interface you have to implement to provide a caching service for this module. So this has to be used if you want to cache business data that has to be propagated across nodes, or if you want a cache which is which supports memory pressure. So that's something that if you have not, it can go away. The entry can go away. You will just recompute it when needed. So I pushed it. The default implementation uses the ASP.NET cache entry. Yes, the ASP.NET cache itself. Actually, yes. So what we need now is to provide a default implementation for the Azure Cash module that Daniel has done in this thing. You see, so this module provides some API for the cache system. It already provides an output cache storage provider. We need now a feature in either this module or the cache module to plug them together and to provide Azure caching for business data. So this was one of the goals for 1.8, and I also started upgrading ASP.NET MVC to 5.1 because it was released last week, I think, on Friday or something like that. Yeah, maybe on Friday. So it's brand new. We have ASP.NET 5 MVC 5.1. There is WebApi 2.1 and Razor 3.1. Yeah. So and I still need to download some other DLLs from NuGet. I'm missing, I think, some system HTTP update because it's looking for a 5.0 or something like that, and I have 5.1 Or maybe I've messed up with some references. I have to check that, but it's not working yet, so I haven't pushed. This is our status. Any comments or question?
Yeah, what's DBM?
This is something which is intentionally obscure. Okay.
So why don't you open a separate fork?
Because that's a local thing. I won't push. I've many things like that.
So what is it then?
Well, I won't tell you. That's it. Maybe you will never know. It's something I'm working on. Yep. You could guess, but good luck with that. And that's it. Any other stupid question like this, or less stupid? Nothing to do with what you think it is. You can't even guess. That's a private project. Okay, the big mistake, TBM. Oh yeah, that could be that, the big mistake. So Brett wrote an App Fabric version. App Fabric. And when you mean App Fabric, what is App Fabric?
It's an App Fabric implementation of Orchard.Caching. So you wrote the Memcache D1. I wrote one for App Fabric, and it has 3 different serializers you can choose from.
App Fabric. Is this thing still alive, or is that it has a new name? I have some memory loss right now.
Yeah,
is the Azure thing?
Yeah, it's still alive. I mean, you can run it in a local data center, or Azure supports it. I haven't run it in Azure, but I know that they call it App Fabric in Azure.
No, it has changed.
It has changed?
Yeah, that's a new thing that was introduced in September.
Well, I guess my version is then just for the,
Yeah, but it's interesting because we can use that also for plugging the new one. We'll see with Daniel.
Yeah.
I want to this link. Autofag. Is there a new Autofag version? Christian seems to suggest there is a new Autofag version, but the issue with Autofag.
Didn't we try to upgrade that? We tried to upgrade that a while ago, and I think it blew something up.
I think you did.
Dynamic proxies. That was the issue.
You did something, but either we reverted it or you.
Reverted it.
Maybe I reverted it. Yeah, because it broke something.
I reverted it, but.
So there is an Autofag 3.1.1. It depends on the change. If it's something we don't care, we might not want to upgrade. If it's risky, I'm not sure if we change the source code for this one. Maybe it's fine.
No, we didn't change the Autofag source code. It was only NHibernate we changed.
So.
And remotion. We changed the remotion stuff as well.
Yeah, remotion. The main issue is for NHibernate, so we're not moving to a new NHibernate version without any reason, because it's a pain. But Autofag, I don't remember. Let's check the source history for the Autofag file and we'll see. There is definitely a new version apparently, but I'm not sure how useful it is. Oh, there will be an NHibernate 4 soon. There is already an alpha, and their main change is just to use .NET 4. Not 4.5, okay? .NET 4. So they will compile on .NET 4 and use the new stuff like what in .NET 4? Collections, and that's mostly it. So nothing very brilliant. So that's it about the status. No question. Just a little look at the roadmap, which I was changing. So migration to .NET 5 still done, but upgrade ASP.NET Web Stack was done and now is back to almost done because the new stack is .1. And I I assure you it won't change, okay, in the next month. So I'm confident with moving them to 5.1. It also means changing all the web config files again, but just to bump the version number. Still done. Owen still postponed. I will try to take a look at it because we have an internal customer who would like to use it. I'm not sure if we will do that.
Didn't Levi just push a new version of Owen?
Levi just pushed a new version of Helios.
Ah, okay.
This is different. There's a link, but
okay.
And I'm sure nobody knows about Helios in the room. Maybe Bertrand, if he was here during the presentation. But otherwise, Helios. Zoltan, do you know about Helios?
Yeah, I read it from Twitter. Somebody tweeted about it, that it was just released.
Oh, you must know a lot then. 140 chars about it. Interesting.
Yeah, I haven't opened the link.
Yeah. Yeah, but it doesn't apply to Orchard. We already applied the best practice from Helios in Orchard, explicitly removing all the dependencies that we don't need, or disabling everything, every feature, every handler, every module from ASP.NET that we don't need. Helios has that by default. Then Owen. So Owen, different. Still, I need to pull the PR from Jeff Olmsted. For this, I don't think there is a branch from Piotr that I can use. This I haven't heard from Daniel, and he's not here. The zip code, is Daniel alive?
He is alive, yeah, but he's busy.
Okay.
But he's still...
If you see him, just ask him about the calendar support. If he pushed something, if I missed something.
Yeah, I will.
Because I know he did it. This is done, beautifully done. This is done, beautifully done. And this is then now almost done. Just missing Azure integration. No, I don't. Right. Okay.
Why is it just almost done, the business caching?
Because I'm waiting for it will be done when we have the Azure integration. Because right now it works, but we just have local support. There is no distributed support anyhow. So I look at Brett's module to see what he has inside, and I would like Daniel to give advice on how to integrate it with Azure. Okay, that's why I say almost done.
Okay.
Distributed. Okay. No new feature. So yeah. So again, 180. Big thing also for 180 is some upgrade process. Jeff also provided a PR to upgrade the users. I need to check that too, and yeah, I need to work on that to make the upgrade smooth. Okay, commit changes. Zoltan, demo?
Yeah. Okay, well, let me share my screen. It won't be much of a demo because I won't actually run anything. There's not much to show. What I wanted to quickly show you, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So there's a new module called Orchard Recipe Remote Executor that we created, and it does exactly that. So basically, it's a hosting-related module. It's also under the namespace lombric.hosting, and what it does, it exposes two API endpoints. This is the API controller that handles that for executing recipes, remotely. So you can call into this API with a post call, pass simple objects with, but just contains the XML of the recipe and the tenant name, and it will execute this recipe for a given tenant. You can also execute these recipes in batch. So if you are on the default tenant, you can execute arbitrary recipes for arbitrary tenants in a single batch. This is useful for scenarios, and that's why we created it specifically. When there are some deployment changes made that require some, well, not exactly content change, but some change in the on the Orchard side, like turning features on or off. This is the case almost all the time. Like there's some new module that depends, or there's some change in an existing module that depends on some other feature being turned on. So this tool can be used to automatically issue a request to the site before the deployment and turn the feature on that we need, or something like this. So this is really just helping deployments and such scenarios when you are hosting. There is permission checking. So this API endpoint is authenticated and authorized. And so there is this this attribute. That's also a custom-made attribute. It uses HTTP basic authorization. It authenticates against an Orchard user, and it authorizes against a permission, but you can give it with a string, so a permission name. Of course, it's not secure if you are not using SSL. Well, yeah, because it's just plain text, but you should use SSL. Yeah, so that's it. Just a little too.
So why don't you do real modules and the deployment one, which will do that also?
I knew you would come up with that. Yeah, this was for a very specific scenario. Easy to implement. So the content deployment is a bit bigger task.
Not for you.
You are just trying to trick me into doing that. So probably.
And I'm sure you can hire lots of cheap Hungarian developers to do that.
Unfortunately, Hungarian developers are not cheap either.
What you say?
Do you see?
Okay. Thank you. What else? New websites. I have a list. Oh, it's already open. There. I just need to share. Sharing. Again, waiting for. Tell me, Benedict, when you see something.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So, website with percentages and graphs. Interesting. Euro is too expensive. I don't understand what's written, but Piotr can, I'm sure. This one, debtor finance, it looks like a lot. It looks a lot like Cabbage, the website. Maybe they are related, and it's kind of the same topic. That's weird. Maybe it's related actually. I don't know. Nice one. This one is in Czech. I don't know what it is about. Oh, English button. Okay. Still don't know what it is about. But it's there, and it's Orchard. Bayou Radio. This I understand what it is. It's a radio website. What's the region of the? What's the name of the state with the bayou thing? Brett, you know, Louisiana or?
Louisiana, yeah.
Louisiana, okay. It's a nice website. Very Orchard-y. This one in a language I don't understand either, but it's not Polish this time. Riders, Columbia.com. It's not a one-stop website, but it has a cart. I think it's not a one-stop website, but it's an e-commerce. So it seems to work. Could be a one-stop website. Digital Scout. It seems to be an old website, so I think I've seen this one already. And this one, Motor Accident Commission, is that it? Motor Accident Commission of whatever, Government of South Australia. Nice one, big menus, speed. I like it, it's nice. Videos. Wow. Wow. I hope they use the media library. How can we know? Is it using jQuery? Yes, they must be using the media library. jQuery 191 means it must be 1.7 at least. So, yep, nice one. Like it. Big buttons. Cool. That's it. I share the list with you.
Sébastien, do you know of any Hebrew or Arabic sites that have done an RTL implementation?
There are, yeah.
You know what they are?
I can give you one or two after the meeting.
Okay, thank you.
I think.
Do you know the clients of them?
The client.
As in the person the people who developed it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I have some links somewhere. Okay. Questions about those sites? I will not have any answer, so don't ask. Yeah, they commission motor accidents, yes. Philippe, you want to show now? You have something ready? Okay, see you later. Triage. This is very slow. Is it my computer or is it? Yeah, it works now. Issues. Maybe it's my computer. Weird. Which are the old ones first? Phew. Old ones first. Okay. Is Codeplex slow only on my computer?
No, it's slow today.
Okay. Okay, I will put it for future version because we already talked about it last week. We might need a new event. Oh, this is really slow. I'm just proposed future version. A new event or a new kind of activity which will, and this is when I was almost sure I had done this activity to track a created and updated. It's weird. Maybe it's there somewhere. Really slow. Workflows, send email activity doesn't require input on saving. Okay, send email activity doesn't require any kind of recipient selected or data entered. I can select other option for. Okay, there's a new send email activity actually. It has been updated, but.
Yeah, I didn't check
sure
that. It's a old issue, a few months old.
But yeah, the new one. Jobs queue. Oh, I have it here. Send email. Jobs queue. No, it's in email. Email. Activities. Email activity. Form email activity. Send to body queue. Validation. Blah blah blah. Recipients you must specify. Close issue. Okay, good. It's there. Thank you, Sipke. Proposed resolved in 1.7 in 1.x in 1.x actually because it's in jobs queue.
The next one is going to be related, I think, if I remember correctly.
I will tell you tomorrow because it's loading. Yeah, it can cause some issue, or maybe we could. So let's say it differently. So, what about adding the administrator role to the super user when it's created? So by default, when you set up a new website, the username you type will be the super user, but it won't have any role attached. So I assume we could assign the administrator role to the super user account. So even if you delete the super user account, well, you remove the super user name, you will still be administrator and you could still log in the system.
Yeah.
What about it?
Yeah.
Nobody
I don't
cares.
see any harm with that.
And what I will do, I will open multiple windows at the same time because it's so slow. Next, also, this workflow send email activity side admin option is ambiguous. Okay, close because there is no more option like this. So in the previous send email activity or the current one for you, you have radio boxes for radio buttons for owner, author, and site admin.
Yeah.
Now there's just a recipient's text box where you can use tokens to define who you want to send it to. So you will use content.owner.email if you want the owner of the email, or content of the content item, or user.email if you want the current user, the one who is updating the content item, or if you want the site admin, it's site.superuser.email, and if you want whatever, that's how you work. And there is an automatic migration. Let me show it to you. What I did is that it's the same activity is used, okay, but it has new properties. So if you want to upgrade to 1.x since last week, there is a new tab in the upgrade module, which is called the message or messaging tab. And what it does, it's just replacing, if you set it owner, it's replacing it by user.current.email. And if you use author, it's actually, it might be the opposite. Owner might actually be content author email, and author might be user current email. But admin is site.superuser.email. Okay, I think this is the opposite, because owner is the owner field, and this is this thing, and author is the current writer, which is this field. So I will change that. It's an upgrade task. So close it. And while I close it, I will open the next window. Closed. And in release 1.x actually. Save this one. Content part does not distinguish where its settings are saved from being 1. Okay, so the issue is create a content part at a Boolean field, attach Boolean part to 2 different content types, change Boolean field setting in one content type. That the other content type Boolean field setting reflects the changes in step 4. Yeah, I think it's by design actually. The way the settings are saved. if you change the settings in the field of a part and the part is reused, all the parts use the same settings by design.
Why is that?
By design, because it's beautiful. Because that's useful, unless you want the opposite behavior, but then people will tell, hey, why don't we reuse the settings?
Well, a content part is a discrete piece of functionality, right? So, and that functionality is going to be used across multiple content types.
There you go. Then you reuse the same settings across content parts.
No,
across content types.
I said a discrete piece of functionality. Now, that functionality can be configured differently based on the content type it should be attached to, right?
Yep, you can. Then you will have custom.
No, you can't.
Well, no, it's different. Here you define settings on the field itself.
Well, yeah, but a Boolean field is just attached to a content part.
I don't really know.
I think they should be separated.
Well, it would be a breaking change today.
Well, yeah.
Huge one. But you can create another part with different settings.
Totally.
And reuse this other part everywhere you want. The way it works today, if you want to reuse the part with defined settings and change the settings across the board, you can do it. And if you want different groups of settings, you can have it. If we were to work the opposite way, you can't change globally some setting. You will have to go on every content type using the part and change the settings.
But the problem is that the settings are only defined when you attach it to the content type. So creating a content part with a Boolean field.
Ah, that's what I see what you mean. So yeah, it's okay. I see what you mean. You need to go on the content type to change the settings on the part, so you will assume it's on the type.
Exactly.
So we need maybe a new warning, but yeah.
Yeah, because it doesn't really.
Or put the editor at the part level if it's changing the part itself.
Yeah, or something to say that changing this setting will affect all other settings, across, is a global setting rather than a content type setting. Mm-hmm. That kind of thing.
Well, ideally, you could have a checkbox saying override part settings at the type level.
Yeah.
And when you check, you see the editor and you can change it, but you know that you override any option that you have in there. Okay, let's make a future version. So, how to say that? The settings are currently misleading. future. Okay, this one, background task service module not running in some environments. That's sad. I have a custom module that only contains one service, which dependency technical. The background task runs fine in my development environment. Okay, need a repro. Anyone experience that?
No.
Background tasks not working in some environments.
No, but maybe he thinks it's not working because it's not determinate, because you don't know when it's going to run.
Probably it's incomplete deployment or something, so it doesn't even have to do anything with iBackground tasks.
Yeah,
maybe
the background task is throwing an exception and he doesn't see the line that he's put in or something like that.
I don't remember what do we do with this kind of thing. We wait for a proposed status, so we close it. Proposed.
Yeah.
Closed. No repro. Email service issue. So expeditor is an email. Actually, full sending email, unable to connect to the remote server. Yep, you have an issue with your SMTP server. Oops. Okay, closed. Not an issue. And I will say okay, and last one, because it's slow, one thing about the so search service query does not throw exception on empty queries. Okay, the parse method throws an exception when the query is empty, but this exception does not get thrown because of this above call. To be discussed. Should we write a message if there is no query string? Future to be discussed. So Nick is sharing a link. Oh, this one. So this is just about. This is a blog post explaining how to use the Azure Cache, but this module, the module we have already here. This one. Okay, it's for output cache. Actually, it's just for output cache.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I thought I sent it to Brett. I know he loves cache, so.
Yep, but it's output cache.
Okay.
And DB cache also, yes, and database caching using using syscache. Sure? No. Is it? No. I think so.
Yeah, it has a second level cache implementation.
Oh yes. Okay. And syscache too. Then. Yep, and there should be another one for business caching or something like that. Yeah, using this module. Okay. Last topic, unless there is another one. Harvest. I have a meeting this afternoon with someone to talk about the catering and rooms to see how we can do that. So
Progress.
Good. So we'll have some news for the next meeting, unless I talk with Ilan this week. Questions? Comments?
What time of year are we thinking about doing it?
When we can. Not February no more. There won't be any conflict with the Windows conference either, so it will be fine. Yeah. No more questions?
Yes, when is Nick going on his annual vacation? That's always a good time for us to schedule it.
Exact. When did you...
If it's not in June, then I'll be happy.
So everybody heard, make sure it's in June, he'll be happy.
The annual Vietnam tour.
Yeah.
My sex trips, isn't that right?
Exact. Okay. That's it. See you next week. Zoltan work on a nicer demo for next week.
Okay. I will try.
You can do a deployment module if you want. I can help you.
Okay, thanks. You are too kind.
Welcome. Have a good week.
Have a great week, guys.
Bye.
Everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.